Hello. So these are some of the new books I got in my recent book hauls. Let's have a look at them. So the first one is The Clash of Civilizations by Samuel P. Huntington. He's like a very famous political science writer. And this one is basically a book about how after the Cold War, conflicts were basically going to be like cultural or like religious and identity based. Actually, I think he said, yeah, religion and identity are going to play the future of conflicts. That's the thesis of this book. It's a pretty controversial book, and a lot of people actually talked about it when it was popular. It's an old book. Logical Chess. This is basically just a book to consider different chess matches using notation. It's a highly recommended book, and I want to get better at chess. I play chess now like 15 minutes a day. Every day I play a little bit, and I need to start reading books to get better. So, because playing against computers is different than playing against people, and some of the strategies used to play against people are more based on deception rather than... Anyways, doesn't matter. Ethics, Inventing Right and Wrong. This is a error theorist book. Basically, the ethics is not based on objective truth, but is based off of like errors or and like made up categories like good and bad. I haven't read it. We'll see how it goes. The Bell Curve: Intelligence, Class Instruction, American Life. So somebody already recommended a book that goes against this book called Designing Inequality or something like this. I already ordered it, and it's basically a critique of this book. And he has a follow-up book, I believe, another book with these authors that goes and just explains the concept of race, because the concept of race is a bit loose, and so I think I need to read that book to get a better understanding. But yeah, this is a book about IQ, genetics, and race. It's a controversial book as well. How Life Imitates Chess. Life's a Game, Play to Win, Gary Kasparov. So I'll read most of Kasparov's books, but this one I wanted to start with because it seemed like the most straightforward one, and it will probably inspire me to play chess a little bit more and see how chess relates to my life. So that's why I got that book. From Cold War to Hot Peace, The Inside Story of Russia and America. This book I didn't go and look for. It actually just came across, I came across it organically, and right away it got my attention because the author of this book argues that America after the Cold War, especially in like 1990s all the way up to like 2014, was trying really hard to be friendly with Russia. And there are some arguments in here that try and support that. And then basically after 2014, it fell apart again. So this seems like it'll be an interesting read. Spinoza, Michael Della Rocca. So basically this is a companion book to Spinoza. I have Spinoza's completed works. I want to do a Spinoza study at some point. And so I decided to get this. This is highly recommended. And then in addition to that, I also got the Oxford Handbook of Spinoza. I thought it would also be a great study, and I love Oxford handbooks, so I decided, well, why not? And this also has Micah Della Rocca's editing, and maybe he contributed a few chapters, I don't know. Yeah, he contributed the introduction. So that would be another good book to read with Spinoza. Daniel Lieberman, Exercise, the Science of Physical Activity. So I want to read more about nutrition and fitness. I do work out, and so I wanted to get a bit more educated on this stuff, and this was a highly recommended book. The Story of the Human Body, Evolution, Health and Desire. This is Daniel Lieberman. I literally only bought it because one, it was really cheap, and two, it's by the same guy. So we'll see. I know a lot of people in like fitness like to talk about like our ancestors and like evolution. So maybe he can actually do some scientific discussions on this. Like for example, you hear this saying a lot like that. Oh, our ancestors ate this, therefore we should. I'm hoping he addresses some of that stuff in here, but I just got it because it's the same guy. History of Civilizations. This book I saw, again, I organically came across this, and the thesis of this book is super interesting to me. Wow, that is a weird cut. Holy. The thesis of this book is super interesting to me. It takes a macro perspective of history, and it ignores the communities and the individuals and the people, and goes over like nations and events and how that shaped things. So that sounds a bit more interesting than what you would usually get from a history book. Because a lot of the time I read history books and I'm like, I can't pronounce this guy's name. I'm not going to remember anything about this guy. I don't know why we're talking about him. But anyways, Truth About the Processed Foods and How It Poisons People and the Planet, Metabolical. So this is a book about... I wanted to get into metabolism, and I saw this book, and this book covers foods that are really bad for your metabolism. Or sorry, for not your metabolism. They're high in glycemic content and how it's bad for you. So basically, like processed foods. Goes over processed foods. That's what it's going to do. I don't think I'm going to learn. I don't think this will change my diet fundamentally. I tend to eat low glycemic load foods anyways, but this will be fun to read, and it'll get me into like health and fitness more. Burn: The Misunderstood Science of Metabolism. This one, I read some of the passages in here, and there are some interesting claims, such as like, is there like a physical limit to how many calories you can burn a day if you're not exercising, so on and so forth. And I don't know anything about metabolism really. I just know about the glycemic index and glycemic load. So it'll be interesting to read this as well. And then the last one is The Introduction to Cognitive Psychology. Somebody wanted me to do like a review on cognitive psychology, like answer what the research is. And I haven't read like a cognitive psychology textbook in a very long time. So I decided to get this. It wasn't that expensive. And I'll probably read this, maybe take me like, let's say 2 weeks if I read this, a week and a half to like 2 weeks, depending on how much stuff I have to do, and I'll give it a review. So those are the books that I got in my last book haul, and I'm going to bookshop again because I need to buy the remaining books for the 3-body problem. I want to buy the rest of those books, and there are some other books that I'm looking to get. But with that being said, if you have any recommendations for book purchases for me, let me know. But bye-bye.